Hello, cats and kittens. Orewa Jose Yoroshku. I'm back in the crisis corner, in the creative corner, with a recommendation. Easy way to do this, so I'm gonna just spit it out. This is Miss Scarlet and the Duke. Okay, this comes with a backstory. Um, I write Intrepid for my comic company, Crucial Crisis Comics, C3 Comics. Intrepid is an American manga uh, shonen of the shonen type variety. Uh, when you think shonen, you're basically talking about anywhere. Typically in Japan, shonen will be anywhere between 9 and 18 year old boys. But Intrepid, I would say, would be somewhere between 15 and anywhere as old as you want to be. As your business. And again, with shonen, you're typically dealing with primarily action, adventure, fighting the forces of evil. You think about it, Naruto's, your One Pieces, your Bleaches, and that type of thing. So Intrepid fits basically in that genre. But Intrepid has subplots. And in this case, I have a couple of romantic subplots in the story. And as a writer, I struggle with that type of writing. So there's that. Now, how do you resolve that issue? Usually I go on YouTube and find, you got tutorials and people that usually teach you kind of techniques and so on and so forth. You can find stuff like how to write memorable characters, how to write dialogue, how to write this, how to write whatever. So I went on YouTube, and, try to find, tutorials basically on how to write a slow burn romance. I can't say this. As my man card burns. Anyway, so I look for help in that respect. I come across the Abbie, Kate and Abbie show podcast. And they had this really cool episode on, as it says, the ultimate guide to slow burn romance. And I'm going to put the link in the description for all of you who, like myself, are struggling to write slow burn romance. And a big example that they put that they gave out as a really good example of writing slow burn romances is Miss Scarlet and the Duke. Now, so I watched it. So it's dope. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's dope. So I'm throwing it out there as a recommendation. Now, I don't know who would pick up on that recommendation. That's on you. All I'm saying is it's tight. Now, what is Miss Scarlet and the Duke? Miss Scarlet and the Duke is an 18th century Victorian London detective type story. Think like Murder, She Wrote, etc. It takes place in Victorian London in the 18th century. Here's a synopsis. It says, Miss Scarlet and the Duke follows the headstrong Miss Scarlet, played by Kate Phillips, who sets off to be the first female detective when she decides to take over her father's detective business, after he unexpectedly dies. To find cases and clients, she snoops in on the cases her childhood friend, William the Duke Wellington, a police detective, is working on. So that's the basic deal. Her father dies, earliest, first episode, he dies, and she takes over his detective agency so that, she can make a living. Now, is this, it's what it is. Like I'm saying, I'm burning my man card here. Because this don't have nothing to do with me. I'm a black dude in the hood. But while I'm watching The Scarlet and the Duke, again, this is training. I'm trying to figure out how to write a specific genre of subplot. And, I take it as a recommendation. Kate and Abbie know what they're doing, so I take the recommendation. Anyway, There's that. Now, is this like a type of how would I best put this? Is this a man hating feminist type show or whatever? No, not to me anyway. Here's some of the key elements I think that makes the story intriguing. One, um, it's not set up to be a situation where uh, Eliza is looked down upon for being a woman. She wants to be successful in a male dominated industry where there's no one else in 18th, 19th century Victorian London female trying to be a detective. So it's unprecedented at that point. Okay, so of course men would look down on her for her ambition. It only makes sense within the context of the story. Now, as for Eliza herself, is she out to prove that she's better than men? Again, no. She's out to make a living. When her father died, she was literally about to be kicked out of her house. She's penniless. She's got, I mean, she was literally about to be evicted. She's using the only skill that she has to make a living. And that's the skill of solving crimes, which she learned on her daddy's knee. So she's just trying to apply that trait. Now, the other option would be to marry some rich dude and, live off of him. She doesn't want to do that. Now, you could say, is she anti-man? I mean, that's up to you. I don't know. The main thing I walk away from this is she wants to make it, she wants to stand on her own 2 feet by making a living at doing what she does best, and what she does best is solve crimes. Now, is she a Mary Sue? Absolutely not. She struggles building up her reputation case by case, working on these crimes. She's skilled because, like I said, she learned from her father, who was a master investigator. She learned her trade. She's applying her trade. She makes mistakes along the way, case by case basis, and she's not afraid to ask for help from her male associates. William the Duke, who is a detective at Scotland Yard, or I think, yeah. So she doesn't run to him on a regular basis, but if she needs his help, she'll gladly ask him. Now, on William's side, the Duke, William the Duke Wellington, is he a a woman hating, Neanderthal? No. But again, he's a product of his society where women do not engage in his line of work. So again, what would he think, or what is he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? It's just a thing where he feels like she's encroaching in an area where she doesn't belong. And uh, based on the societal norms, you would say, again, what else was he supposed to think? However, as she proves herself to be a worthy detective, he comes off of that and he helps her. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a thing where he's trying to keep this woman down. He's looking out for her mainly for her own safety, because she gets involved in some shady underworld stuff and nearly gets killed on a few occasions. So he's looking out for the welfare of his childhood friend, trying to get on with doing his detective work and whatever. So it's not like an adversarial man against woman type situation. It's just, there is competition, but it's not adversarial based on the war or the sexist type situation. My main interest in this series is seeing the evolution of their relationship. Again, it's a slow burn romance between, is what they call it, friends to lovers slow burn. All right. Uh 2 seasons. I just finished season 2, and I swear I have not seen them even hold hands yet. Not in any romantic sense. But at the same time, you see the chemistry between the two characters. It's obvious. It's right there. There was a near confession at the end of season 2, but they brilliantly broke it up I mean, the writer. I mean, what's her name? Rachel New. She brilliantly backed out of it and just keeping the slow burn going and whatever. So again, it's a good recommendation. Like I say, my mankind's burning as we speak, but I stand by it, man. This Joker is dope. It's all right if you can. I ain't telling you to start watching Downton Abbey and all kind of stuff like that. That's on you, man. You do what you got to do. All I'm saying is if you're looking for if you're a writer and you're trying to explore a good example of writing a slow burn, this is the one that I would point out that I've actually watched, and I would also recommend checking out Kate and Abbie's various their podcasts because they're very good. And if you want to catch Scarlet and the Duke, you can watch on pbs.org with the PBS passport, or you can purchase, or the passport is like $5 a month, something like that. Or you can pick it up on a subscription on Amazon, Apple TV, or various other platforms. But I do highly recommend the show. It's got a great cast of characters. They've got Scarlett's got a little sidekick, housekeeper that's pretty cool. She got this Jamaican dude, runs her underworld type stuff. You know, helps her out, keeps her from getting killed. There's all kind of nice little characters in there that it's a cool show. That's all I'm saying. It's a far cry from Intrepid, but again, like I say, I have manic subplots in that story that I got to figure out how to push along. So there's that. It's a recommendation from me to you. Let me know what you think. If you've already started watching, if you're already watching it, I'd be surprised, but let me know what you think. But don't spoil nothing because I'm just starting season 3. So I feel like I've confessed. I've poured my soul. Anyway, that's all I got for right now. Comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, catch you back in the Crisis Corner. Stay loose.